we're back with another episode.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again, coming back at you with the new jams. Jamming on the one, as Theo Huxtable would say.
Strawberry jamming.
I cannot. How was your week this past week?
Yo, it's been a week.
Really? Do tell.
It's just like one thing after another. I feel like every time I come on the show, I'm like, it's been a week. But this has truly just been like, the hits keep on coming.
I agree.
Mercury is in retrograde. Started 2 days ago, and it will be in retrograde until like September 15th or something.
Are you serious?
That's so. Unfortunately, I feel like this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
But I would love to come back next week and say that nothing has happened to me.
I would have to agree.
It's just a bunch of, it's like as soon as you think, okay, that problem happened, we're done, it's like boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. I don't know who I pissed off, karma-wise, what's going on, but we're going through it.
Yeah.
Why? How was your week?
I would have to agree. I know. I was like, what is that? It's just like a feather or something. I ain't got, it's no bugs. Really? Really? You gonna do this the whole
There
episode?
was a grasshopper on your porch when I pulled up.
Oh, was there?
And I was like, let me just kick it out of the way. Because I don't want it to.
Should have just killed it.
Those things are huge.
Yeah, that's why you kill it.
No, I was like, let me just move, like make some motion so it'll get scared and jump. Sure to jump right towards me.
Exactly. That's why you step on it and kill it.
My back caught a little bit. I thought this was it.
I cannot. That was all about your week. It's just been going through.
Yeah, that's it.
You're just like, I don't want to relive it.
Yeah.
My week this week has been the same. It's been really interesting because I agree. I feel like I don't know who I pissed off. I don't know if the devil is attacking me or if it's Jesus or they both just kind of mollywopping me at the same time. But somebody is pissed at me and I don't know why. I had to, when my engine light came on, and I had to go and get my car serviced for something. I'll just tell y'all this. Never underestimate the mom and pop shop like mechanics.
We love them
because
all and love
those people are the absolute most amazing people.
Backbone of America.
Shouts out to one of my coworkers, Don, my old coworkers, Don. Shouts out to the man at AutoZone, and then shouts out to Barcy Automotive.
Shout out to the guy at AutoZone.
For real, because I mean, it looked like a little Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I was going through the area because it was back in the backwoods. But, ow, my water just hit my ankle. But
water broke.
It's crazy. He did an amazing job on my car. So, and it wasn't anything super crazy. It was just, regular maintenance and stuff like that. But still, never underestimate going to the mom and pop shops because they want to keep customers and they do a great job. And sometimes they'll give you stuff for free.
I love free stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But then, of course, this week has been still super hot here in San Antonio. And we got to talk about it real quick. You know how, I don't know if you got this message, but I got a message from our, the main utility company, ERCOT, that pretty much owns everything.
The grid.
The grid people. And they're just like, oh, yeah, we might be doing some rolling blackouts this week because, the temperatures are crazy, blah, 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 which I feel like it's been hotter before than last week. But we
are now at a record-breaking 60 plus days of 100 plus Fahrenheit weather, which is record-breaking. I agree, because I mean, I've only lived here 7 years, and I've never seen this crap. It's hotter than hell.
Oh, Jesus Lord, I can't go to hell. I can't do it. But they sent messages talking about, oh, please conserve between 7 to 10 p.m. or we'll conserve for you. And I'm just like,
the phrase "rolling blackouts" was what I received. Yeah,
that's PTSD, because when we had, I don't know if y'all remember when we had the snowstorm, they were doing rolling blackouts, so you couldn't even put your heater on, so you were just freezing. My house got down to like 47 degrees.
Isn't it funny how it was so cold and now it's so hot?
Listen, I wasn't complaining. I was happy because I was off work and I was just cuddled up. I mean, my nipples were hurting very bad because they were frozen. But other than that, what
is taking energy from my little house gonna do?
But this is what I'm saying. My whole thing is, why are you ERCOT, the state of Texas, why are you asking residential people to conserve their energy when you know who wastes the most energy in this entire state? Hospitals.
Amen.
Hospitals waste the most energy.
A long sleeve shirt, a jacket, and sometimes a hoodie on at work for the last 2 weeks. It is freezing in there.
And it's supposed to be because it kills bacteria, right? Cold environments.
It's too cold.
I cannot tell you how many times I walk into a patient's room and I'm walking the bathroom, all the lights are on, and I'm just like, you don't need the lights on in the bathroom. You're not even in there. Not unless OT is in there, you're taking a patient to the bathroom, but you didn't ask any of these businesses to conserve. You didn't ask HEB to conserve or to change their hours or lower their hours or whatever.
The mall,
like the mall shouldn't even be open. You should be online shopping at this point. Like support Amazon or something. I don't know. But we
didn't say that.
I mean, don't support Jeff Bezos, but support the workers. But yeah, I'm just like, you haven't asked any of these businesses to conserve. Schools need to be conserving. Them kids out of school at 2:00. Turn everything off. Them teachers should not be staring at 5:00. They done dealt with your little raggedy bald head ass kids. They need to go home.
But yeah, I haven't talked to anybody whose power actually got turned off. But I'm grateful minded. I do know that was the rumor that was going around, that we were gonna have blackouts again.
One of my coworkers, her community their power was out, but it's what it sounded like, and she said it was out for hours. So what it sounded like was maybe a transformer blew or something like that, because usually they'll turn it back on within like 15-20 minutes. Right. But if y'all don't have a portable generator here in Texas, y'all need to invest in one.
I don't have one.
You can get one for as cheap as like $100.
Really?
On Amazon. Yeah. Huh. And they always have sales and stuff like that. But yeah, you need to invest in a portable generator, and it's like a small little battery powered one, so just in case you need to hook up to your phone or your laptop, charge that, or a little personal fan. Jeez. Stuff like that.
The times we're in, man.
Listen, global warming is real. Hell is real. Okay, I know people don't talk about
rising up,
but it is absolutely real.
The amount of patients in the last 6 months that have told me, like, just in casual conversation, they're like, "And I hope you're ready. Be ready. Because it's coming." I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, get back to the bed, please.
Magical. Anyway, I'll tell you what else has been kind of crazy, too. Speaking of the heat, because it's been so hot, there's been so many more wildfires that are going crazy, which I personally think is still a conspiracy. I saw another TikTok today that basically was talking about all these cities that they're trying to turn into smart cities. And guess who's on that list? Austin, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio.
I love being a stupid city.
San Antonio need to get smart.
What is a smart city?
I guess it's like an elite kind of situation. Maybe we're gonna be in like fractions, like
like Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I would not survive. I'm telling you right now.
Here's the thing: if they do that, I'm moving back to Florida, because Florida gonna survive.
A smart city is a municipality that uses information and communication technologies to increase operational efficiency, share information with the public, and improve both the quality of government services and citizen welfare. It sounds like a faction to me.
Yeah, definitely. A fancy way of a faction. Absolutely.
Electronic methods and sensors to collect specific data.
It seems like it's supposed to be an AI type generated
some iRobot shit.
Yes, definitely.
Oh no!
So what's gonna happen to all the cities outside of that?
You know what's funny is how many times have we been like, Apple has my information, they can take my information, I'll give a buzz as long as it makes it easier.
They got everything. What else?
And as soon as they put a label on it, as soon as they're like, we're gonna make it a smart city, I'm like, oh god, no.
A smartphone is enough. You
have your hands off my guns.
Exactly. So yeah, they apparently, like, there was a wildfire that was in Killeen, Texas this week, and that is near around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But there's wildfires going everywhere. I still think it's laser beams
from the aliens.
Smart city SA. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're trying to make it happen.
Don't do it.
They want to leverage new and emerging tech to improve the quality of life.
That's a lie. You want to turn us all into robots. I don't like it.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, I'm fighting against it. We need to all come together.
Interesting. All I want is better public transit. That would make me happy. I don't need all this.
Public transit? What do you mean?
Like, I want a subway or a bus or something, so I don't have to drive.
Where are you going?
To work.
Really, ma'am? Where you gonna stop at? You gonna be at the bus stop, at the subway stop?
Underground.
You gonna drive your car to the subway stop so you don't have to drive?
I'm saying we need to be a more walkable city.
Ma'am, you can walk.
I can't.
Nobody's stopping you right now.
But it's not a walkable city. I have to walk like over highways and
that's on you.
Roads and stuff.
You need to move to another walkable place. Go to New York or New York.
You know, you know what? They're gonna make it a smart city, and I'll be laughing then.
I'll be moving because I'm not gonna deal with it. But we are definitely praying for all those with these wildfires, because it is absolutely devastating when you lose everything in the blink of an eye. Also, too, speaking of that, hurricane season obviously has been upon us. Hurricane season has been into full effect since the end of May or beginning of June.
I thought it started in August, or does it get bad?
No, it starts in June. It usually starts in the end of May, and then it goes until like November.
I don't
and
believe
then, ma'am, I'm a Floridian.
Hurricane season.
In or around, to the best of my ability, to the best of my knowledge.
Oh, yeah, June to November.
Thank you. Always listen to the Floridian. Never. How many hurricanes have you survived through?
Katrina. 0. Harvey.
Where were you when Katrina hit?
Where were you?
When the space
San Antonio. We had to absorb all those people. We got some rain, and we absorbed a lot of people.
And it was probably dry by the time you woke up the next morning.
And I drove right after Harvey to Houston.
That wasn't even a real hurricane. I mean, well, no. It wasn't a real hurricane for San Antonio. For Houston, yes, but not for here. We didn't even get rain that day. It didn't even rain. Anyway, that's not even, no, absolutely not. But people who are, I'm just glad that Hurricane Hillary was not as devastating as it possibly could have been. I think obviously there were people that were affected, but I don't think that any deaths have been recorded or been reported.
Did you see all the videos of the people in Southern California? They're like, this is the hurricane. It's like beautiful and sunny outside.
Listen, don't taunt Mother Nature.
I know, it can happen real quick.
Yes, it can. You better ask Louisiana, because that flew through, that Hurricane Katrina went through South Florida, went through Fort Lauderdale, and it knocked out our power for like 10 minutes and came right back on. And we were like, oh, cool, awesome. The next morning we woke up, we were like, oh, Jesus, is this the same hurricane? Thank you, Lord, for your saving grace. Hallelujah.
Crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. But speaking of crazy, Jacksonville, we got to talk about it. Unfortunately, what were you talking about Jacksonville? What happened in Jacksonville this past weekend?
There was a shooting in what I formerly considered as one of America's safest places, the Dollar General.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jacksonville. Hell no.
Absolutely not.
Jesus. Okay.
No. This white man came in and killed like 3 black people.
This white terrorist. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Domestic terrorist. It's old. It's tired. We're done with the fucking hate crimes, the racially motivated murders. Mm-hmm. I'm over it.
Yeah. I mean,
and in a Dollar General, a Dollar Tree,
Dollar General,
Dollar Tree, whatever. That's still one.
They don't have nobody working there anyway.
No one to call for help.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
What is going on?
I still keep thinking it's the heat. It's not the heat. It's people's DNA. But I just think it's really ridiculous because didn't he kill himself
afterwards?
Yeah, I think he killed himself. And I'm like, if you're going to kill yourself, just kill yourself first. Don't take anybody. Like, I feel like we keep saying that. Don't bring anybody else with you. Just kill yourself. Like, call it a day.
Yeah, what is it that makes you want to kill people and then kill yourself?
Like, it's so dumb. Like, so you're going to be talked about for 2 seconds and then that's it?
People are wacky. I want to say it's the heat, but when it's Florida, I just think it's Florida.
No, Jacksonville is a state within a state. Remember we talked about this last time.
Oh, yes, you did give me that topography.
Yeah.
How could I forget?
Jacksonville is a state within a state. I just think like you maliciously going to kill random black people is so stupid. Like,
did you see the quote from the sheriff?
No, what did he say?
He said, this crime was racially motivated and he hated black people.
Wow. If we didn't know what racially motivated means, we know it now. Thank you, Sheriff. The hell? Apparently he did like put a manifesto together or whatever. I don't want to read it. Nobody cares.
What is with the manifestos?
Nobody's going to make a Netflix movie about you in 30 years.
Manifesto makes it seem so thought out and professional. It's just like it's a like brain dump. Yeah, like you're just stupid and this is your like dumbass thoughts on a piece of paper, but because you have now committed this horrible crime and you're dead, then it's a manifesto.
That's why I keep saying abortion needs to be legal.
God.
Late-term abortion needs to be legal. Some of these people, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
He had an AR-15 style rifle with swastikas on it.
Of course.
Nice.
He probably don't even know the whole history of the Nazis and the standards and the rules and regulations. He just putting that shit on there because he saw it on some stupid ass movie. Just dumb. Just dumb.
People are hateful.
They really are. I'll tell you who's not hateful. I really want to talk about this. I kind of want to delve into this a little bit because I think this is going to be a great topic for us to talk about. We're going to shift gears a little bit. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Black people.
I don't know.
Comeback season.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That was it. That was all I wanted to say. Comeback season.
So Sha'Carri Richardson, if y'all don't know, she's an amazing sprinter out of LSU. And she is now a professional sprinter. She's a runner. More notably, she more notably does runs the 100 and the 200 meter. There was some controversy a few years ago during the Tokyo Olympics where she was unfortunately unfairly disqualified
on some bullshit
because there was THC in her system. And y'all remember in the news it was reported that her biological mom had passed away, and so there was just a lot of things that were going on with her, and so she pretty much went back into her pocket, got focused, and came back and just won the world championship for the 100 meter. She won gold, and then she won bronze for the 200 meter. And USA also took the gold home for the 4x1. What I find amazing is that there were so many crazy comments talking about oh my gosh, she looks so much more humble, and I'm glad she humbled herself.
Y'all just did that to Angel Reese too.
But thank you, because I was you literally just took the point out of my mouth. It's amazing to me. There's a 2-pointer to this. It is amazing to me how many people love to try to humble black women when they're succeeding and when they're winning.
From LSU, it seems.
Seriously. But also, too, just women in sports in general as well, but specifically black women. Nobody ever says anything about the white girls who keep winning all these awards and stuff. They don't never say shit about them when they want to be competitive, just like the men, and when they get angry or upset. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever says anything to them. And as soon as black women are confident, not cocky, as soon as they're confident in their skill set, all of a sudden they need to be humble. Well, nobody is telling LeBron James to be humble. Mm-hmm. Nobody has asked Steph Curry to be humble. Nobody has asked Usain Bolt to be humble. Like, I don't understand why women, specifically black women, need to humble themselves. To me, I feel like Sha'Carri was a 19-year-old in college who got a bunch of notoriety right away. There is no rule book. There's no map of how to deal with that. You get thrusted into the public eye.
Talk your shit.
You talk your shit. Like, and then to this idea that her and the Jamaican sprinters, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price and Sharika Jackson and Elaine Thompson, that they didn't like each other. Are y'all with these women when they're in the locker rooms? Like, track and field, I feel like, or the rivalry between the United States and the Jamaican Olympians and athletes, I feel like it's very synonymous with like HBCUs. Okay. Like HBCUs, we can talk shit all day against each other, but at the end of the day, it's all love because we're all still HBCUs. And I feel like that's what a lot of black athletes within the diaspora, like, I'm not your friend when I'm in these blocks about to compete against you. Yeah. But then afterward, we can be friends and talk. And I just feel like they've always been like that. And people are just like, oh, do you think that you've earned the respect of the Jamaicans? Why does she need respect from the Jamaicans? I think the Jamaicans already respect anybody who's they're competitors. There's no respect that needs to be there. They're just competing.
Yeah.
But they did the same thing to Angel Reese. Lord Jesus.
Rachel Reese.
With Angel Reese. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You don't have any other thoughts on it? You're just like, yeah.
You said what I wanted to say. No, I do think it's crazy. But there's always, I just like in sports in general, no one believes that you can be aggressive with someone or in competition with someone on the court and then be fine with them as soon as you leave, because we're not playing anymore. I'm gonna shit anymore.
Exactly.
I went to work. They're going to work. That is their job.
Right.
You go and you compete and then you leave and you can be fine. You can talk all your shit and then you can leave it on the fucking court, leave it on the track, leave it on the field, whatever. Yeah. They have been coming for black women this year, every year, but for specifically in sports.
Yeah, and I think people need to remember too, Sha'Carri, okay, with all the stuff that Sha'Carri was going through personally with the death of her biological mother, but then also too, y'all have to realize this girl was robbed of an opportunity to, y'all have to remember that she was robbed of her opportunity to compete in the Olympics. They didn't let her compete
in shit.
They literally was just like, nope, you're suspended, you're done. But then they allowed a 16-year-old white figure skater to still compete, even though she had a banned and illegal substance in her system. So you can't sit there and say, well, yeah, I'm glad she humbled herself. She seems to be healthier when she's not on drugs.
Also, she doesn't need to be humbled.
She does not need to be humbled. She need to walk
It's not like she hurt her competition or she did some elite, like,
I have never once heard...
The girl was sad and smoked some fucking weed.
That's it. And the thing is, I've never personally heard or seen any interview where Sha'Carri and Shelly Ann Fraser-Price were like, fuck that bitch, she sucks, she's horrible. Anytime Sha'Carri has ever talked about people in the athletic world, especially sprinters, I feel like she has always given them respect. Like, they're amazing, but it's about me. It's not about them. It's about me. And I think her proving to herself, number one, that she could do it, but also two, she definitely proved to the world. And I love the fact that she, after she won the 100, she only spoke to one media outlet person, and it was a black guy, and she skipped all the other people, because guess what, she ain't forgot. She ain't forgot the way y'all talked about her, the way y'all bashed her, calling her fucking druggy and shit. Like, what the hell, when half y'all on cocaine allegedly? Like, this idea that, oh, she just looks so much better, that she's smiling and laughing with the Jamaicans. I'm like, they probably have always been cool with her. And like, why do y'all try to pin black women against each other? Like, I don't know. Please stop doing stupid shit like that.
Anyone who competes at that high level is a cocky motherfucker.
And all you should be.
The men are, the women are, but there's this thing in the zeitgeist, this just like overall sense that the women are supposed to go out there and then just, you know, big dick around and make these crazy plays and do all this crazy shit and then come off the court and be humble and be quiet and be docile like a woman, because that's how women are supposed to be.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's 2023. Get over it.
It's so absolutely dumb, because I don't. It's like even too with Venus and Serena. I remember at one point growing up, some players used to say that Venus and Serena were unapproachable and that they just kind of kept to themselves. And I feel like you don't have the right to invade somebody's space when they're trying to get focused, when they're competing. Like, there's a lot of money on the line. There's a lot of, you know, just opportunity on the line. And then too, just to be able to have those bragging rights that, yes, I'm the fastest woman in the world when it comes to the 100-meter this year. Now, next year, it may be different or whatever the case may be. But they used to do the same thing with Venus and Serena. And I'm like, when y'all are playing an exhibition match where it's for the kids, it's for the fans, then yeah, you're going to see their personality come out. But you're not going to see somebody joking and playing around when they're getting ready to compete.
I'm at work.
Like, I'm not
trying to come up to me at 7:30 in the morning, see if I want to joke around, want to play. Girl, that's a no.
My coworkers do that all the time, and I just be.
I'm unapproachable before 10 a.m. without coffee.
Before 2 p.m., I'm unapproachable. I'm only approachable from 2 p.m. to 2:05 p.m. That's it. But congratulations to Sha'Carri Richardson. We knew you were absolutely going to do it. And it just seems like people are like, oh, she's just matured. Okay, what do y'all think that as a 19-year-old, this young lady was able to, like, was supposed to do? And she's 19. Everybody is immature at 19.
Not even developed.
Exactly. I'm like, she's supposed to grow and develop as an athlete.
19 in the Olympics, you couldn't tell me nothing.
But also, too, again, she was 19. She's going to grow and develop as a human being. And then there's going to be another level of maturity or another level of growth as an athlete. And I don't understand why y'all don't feel like y'all didn't go through the same shit. Or maybe y'all still immature, and that's probably why y'all don't think nobody else can mature. Dumbasses. Anyway, and I love the fact that she kept correcting people on her name, on the pronunciation of her name. Because
as she should.
When they called her, they were like, when she went to the podium for the 100, and you could tell the man was from the Caribbean, and the way he said her name, he was like, Sha'Carri Richardson. And so she was like, oh, what the fuck? She was like, it's Sha'Carri. Like, yo, her name is not that. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. Again, we say all the time, if you can say Corsesi and all these other Venkoswaswaski, you can pronounce Sha'Carri. It is not a difficult name. I'll tell you what else is presenting. I think it's,
you're right.
What
there.
is his, I think his inmate number was 110-80594 or something like that. Trump
okay, really quick.
Go ahead.
Speaking of inmates,
yeah,
the only thing getting me through this week. Have we talked about Idaho inmate pen pals yet?
No. Idaho pen pal mates?
Y'all, these last couple weeks have just been emotionally exhausting.
Have you been writing somebody in jail?
No, I should be. The only thing getting me through Idaho, the freaking like Idaho penitentiary, has like this pen pal system, right? So you can write to these prisoners. Well, they make these little short videos, so it's like a profile about themselves with their inmate number and a little bit about them. That way they can be like, hey, my name's this and that, I'm into this, if you would like to be a pen pal, whatever. It is the most addicting shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Are you gonna do it?
We have to.
Not you.
No,
and then you have to let us know.
I'm on it for hours. There's a TikTok and an Instagram. I'm just scrolling through these men's pages because they're absolutely like unhinged, insane personalities of dimes. They're just, and then the best part is
cute.
Some of them are. They're all horrifyingly scary. Because they're like, hey, I'm in they committed crazy fucking crimes.
They deserve love too.
No, they do. But the best part is they say like wackadoodle shit, and you're just like, haha. They're just like, I just want someone to make it easier to pass the time with. I like these kind of girl. Like I have this personality, and then
it's Tinder for prison.
Yes, and in the caption, it's what they're in prison for. It gives you the crime,
armed robbery.
Literally, it'll be like domestic violence, assault with a deadly weapon. I'm like, this motherfucker.
No, bro.
He's like, one man's trash is another man's treasure. If you've ever been called a hoe, like you're the girl for me. Like these men are crazy, and it's the most addicting thing I've ever. It's better than reality TV.
So how do you sign up for this?
I haven't looked that far into it yet.
Well, you got to sign up.
I think I'll get into deep real quick.
Yeah, because you got to share some stories and what y'all talk about. That'll be great content.
That'll be a great way to spice it up. Absolutely. We all need to vote on who my prison pen pal needs to be. But if you are looking for some quality social media
content,
Idaho prison pen pals. Inmate pen pals, yeah.
Okay. Cool beans.
I forgot to tell you that. It's so good. I'll have to start sending you some.
Well, I mean, depending on this outcome of what happens with 45, we'll see if he goes on to prison. I doubt it. So if y'all don't know, everybody already knows, Trump has been indicted in several different states, allegedly for RICO specifically in the state of Georgia for conspiring to overthrow the government and rig the election in his favor, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. District Attorney in Fulton County, Fonnie Willis, and she's the DA that basically told all 19 of these people, hey, you got until August 25th to turn your ass in, and every last one of them got a mugshot. What I do think is
I love the compilation.
People have already made T-shirts with his mugshot on there. What I do find serendipitous is that the same day that he got his mugshot taken was the same day that Trump took out a full page ad in the New York Times to demean the exonerated five. He did that in 1988, I think it was, and literally the same day that he got arrested, that was the same. And the New York Times was the one who posted his mugshot.
Karma is my boyfriend.
Listen, karma is real. It may not catch you when you think, but it's gonna get you before you get up out of here.
All those mugshots are great.
They're wonderful.
They all just look like the hell did I? It's like
Giuliani. Yeah, Rudy Giuliani's mugshot is in there. Pretty much everybody that had anything to do with the campaign, his campaign managers, all that kind of stuff. They all have mugshots. So. What was funny was, I guess apparently he switched lawyers, and his team was like, "Yeah, we're looking for an expedited trial because they thought Fonnie Willis was not going to be ready." She was like, "Oh, we're ready, October 23rd. Let's do it." I was like, anytime a black woman brings up charges on you, just know and understand her case is already solid she's ready to go.
What she's not about to do is play around.
No, she's not, because this is a one shot situation. Like
they only had one shot,
exactly,
one opportunity.
Well, he showed it fly right on in on his little plane and went down there and was fingerprinted and everything else. And I think it was amazing.
In the system.
But I think I know people are saying that he may never go to jail, and I totally understand that. But at the same time, you as a former president or whatever, like you don't get to bend the rules in your favor and not be held accountable for your actions. Like you legit try to destroy democracy.
Crime, you pay the time.
You got to, like, and that's not somebody making an example out of a president. Like, what was his name with Watergate? He resigned before they could Nixon. Yeah, he resigned before they could impeach him,
prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law.
Exactly. Well, then he died. So
you know what's crazy is now you think about like how much they listen to all of our shit.
What do you mean? Just our conversation?
Yeah, just how much everyone's listening to everything. Shit makes Watergate look like nothing, but
yeah, I mean, they all do it. I mean, it's politics. They all be doing stupid shit. Allegedly. They did it. Well, very true. On some greater notes, what were you talking? Well, I guess anyway, what were we talking about? Drew Barrymore. Good God Almighty.
Here's the thing. I love Drew Barrymore.
I absolutely love her.
She is an American treasure.
She is.
Been through the ringer, came out the other side. Has always been this like sunflower of a person.
Absolutely.
She was at some sort of panel this week, and she was talking to Renee Rapp. Is that her last name? She was on a panel, and you just see during this conversation, you see a man kind of walk down in the auditorium, and he's like, "Drew," and says his name. His name is Chad Michael
Murray.
Nope. Bruno
Mars.
Chad Michael Busto.
Okay.
And she's like, first when she hears her name, she's like, yes, right, because it's Drew Barrymore, and she's like all excited. Then you can like see in the video her face change because this man is a fucking stalker. He was there to just be with her. I don't even fucking know. Scary. And you can see the girl who she's talking to kind of like stand up and usher her off the stage because that man was trying to attack her.
I guess my thing is like, what are stalkers like in game? Like what is like, because you know you used to have stalkers back in the day because you really didn't social media wasn't around, so you really didn't know what celebrities did on a regular basis. You didn't know their schedules like that. So it was kind of like a mystery, like, ooh, what is Cher doing? Or what is Elizabeth Taylor doing? Or whatever. But it's like now, Drew Barrymore has an actual show. You can see what she's doing behind the scenes. Like, she posts on her own social media. So I'm just like, what is your end point at this point? Is it to harm her? Or is it just to get in close proximity? Because, like, what? It's weird.
I only know about stalkers through like SVU and shit.
I definitely think you'll be a stalker.
I could if I had the energy, but they like have something not right, and they're having a mentee be. Like, they truly think if only they knew me, they'd like me. If only we were in close proximity and had a personal relationship, they'd understand that we were meant to be friends. Like, it's something ain't right.
We're best friends. Not in our heads.
Exactly.
I want to be best friends outside.
But I think he has like a bunch of weird Twitter pages and stuff. He like dedicated to other celebrities like Amber Heard and shit. I think he's just off his rocker.
Gotcha.
But you know, you just hear those crazy stories about how people like have tried to get restraining orders on someone and they never could, and then someone does something crazy.
Well, look at the girl who was stalking Chris Brown and was literally in his house.
It's understandable.
And I'm just like, and then as soon as, you use your First Amendment right, then they're like, oh my God.
Yeah. And like no one wants to take stalkers seriously. Like you just never know. If I'm wackadoodle enough to actively stalk you enough for you wanting to get a restraining order on me, I am kind of crazy enough to do other wacky things.
Absolutely.
I would say.
Definitely. Absolutely.
And that's scary because there's so many people in the world. You're out just living your life. You don't know who's where and when's what.
And you don't want to be in this like cocoon where you're afraid to go out and things of that nature. See, this is why Beyonce don't go out. This is exactly why Beyonce don't go out. I don't blame her.
Yeah, so he has been arrested.
Well, good.
I think he might be out on bail, but scary.
That is scary. Well, speaking of going out, what were you talking about Keke Palmer?
Keke Palmer's out and about with Darius.
Who was Darius?
Darius is her baby daddy that we all thought that she had broken up with.
Oh, and they very well still could be broken up.
They could. We don't know their life. All I know is that they were on TikTok, Instagram Live.
Wasn't it her birthday recently?
Yeah, it was just her birthday. She, now we have seen, has a tattoo of his birthday under her breast.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, yes, yeah. But they were just out fooling, showing the world that they still...
I mean, they're co-parents.
I know.
Like, here's the thing. In hindsight, like, they have to raise a whole last child together. Like, yes, it was cute to be petty for a little moment, do a whole video with Usher and everything.
We are way too invested in this.
I'm like, they're raising a whole human being that ain't even been on this earth, 6 months to a year yet? Like,
would you get someone's birthday tattooed on you?
Hell no. I'm a firm believer. I know it's going to sound really weird. So I do have 4 tattoos, but I do not believe in getting words tattooed on me.
Words, just symbols?
Words or letters, nothing. I don't, because again, regrets, that commercial from back in the day.
Regrets.
So no, you're not gonna misspell anything.
Not even one letter.
No, I don't have any letters on me.
Yeah, yep.
Would you?
No. Absolutely. But I don't even have a tattoo, period, because I think I'll regret it. No.
I didn't know that. I thought you had one. What are you trying to, like, preserve your skin or something?
You can't. What did Kim say? You don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley.
Oh, please. Fuck the Bentleys. Some things ain't nothing but souped up Fords.
I just know myself, and I know as soon as I get it, I'm going to be like, it gives me anxiety.
Did I get the wrong thing?
Yeah. Do I even like that anymore? It's on this part. I also, all my placements are mutable in my chart, which just means, like, I'm all over the place.
Well, see, this is why you get tattoos when you're with your girlfriends in college, which is what I did. You don't have time to think about it.
You just do it.
But
even like every time we've been in a situation, everyone's like, let's just do it. I'm like, yeah. And we get there and I'm the bitch. I'm the one who's like, I'm bitching out. I'm not doing it.
I'm a designated driver. I'll put A&D ointment on everybody.
There is like, oof, it gives me anxiety talking about it right now. Really? The idea that something is stuck on me, I'm stuck with it. I can't change it. I hate it.
I am stuck on Band-Aid brand because
Band-Aid's stuck on me. I haven't heard that in a long time.
No, all of my tattoos though have meanings, and I'm not a person who really show my tattoos are not visible all the time. Naked eye? Yeah, I mean, I have one on my wrist. Most people don't even see that, honestly. Even when I'm at work and then they have to turn my hand around to actually see it. And then again, and not unless I'm wearing like a skirt or some shorts or something like that, you won't see the one on my ankle. And then of course on my back, you're not gonna see my back.
I used to want a lip tat really bad inside my lip.
No, that's too much.
And then when we were in Barcelona, everyone's tatted. Like, tatted.
My sister has,
and it kind of made me want a tattoo.
My sister has 2 full sleeves. She's got a sleeve on her both arms. She's got a sleeve on her leg, both legs, I think. My sister got probably like 40 tattoos. It's ridiculous, but yeah. I mean, they all have meanings though.
That's cool.
I just want one. I want one last one. I want it in just red. But I don't know what it's gonna be though, because I like red tattoos now. I think those are really cute.
I want someone to get a tattoo for me.
Okay, that's just vain.
Why?
Because why? But and you wouldn't get that for that person?
No, fuck that.
Exactly. Such a double standard.
If you love me, you'll get a tattoo for me.
And if you love that person, you'll get a tattoo.
Absolutely not.
Well, did you see? Speaking of tattoos, Cardi B put her son's name on her face.
What? Okay, what is it with the face tat?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe you should put tats on your face, especially not women. First of all, Cardi B is too beautiful to be putting face tattoos on her face.
Remember Amber Rose got both her kids tattooed on her forehead?
I hate it because I'm like, your face is so beautiful. Don't tat your face.
And also, like, tattoos can be beautiful. Like, I think the Aboriginal tattoos and the tribal tattoos that are like cultural they get on them, I think those are beautiful.
Like the Polynesian or Maori.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are beautiful.
There's something about cursive script on a face. It's just given not.
No, I mean, hers is in red writing, but so it blends in with like her natural light skin.
Yeah.
Or
light-skinnedness.
A slight light-skinnedness, but I just don't think women should get tattoos on their face. Now you can do whatever you want to because you're grown. I don't care, but I'm just saying I just don't like tattoos on women's faces. I really don't.
I do see that she has a tattoo on her face.
And I'm like, you're never gonna be able to take that off. Well, you can.
She has a kid named Wave.
Yeah, her son's named Wave.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really? You were obsessed with people's babies.
Yeah, that's really funny that I didn't know that.
Yeah, his name is Wave. He looks just like Culture.
But Culture's, should have known.
Culture they look like twins. It's ridiculous.
That baby is so cute.
Yeah,
I'm not a big face tat person. I could fuck with a neck tat, I think. Not on me, on other people. I think I could do a neck. Behind the ear.
I could do it behind the ear. That's as close to the face as I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything on my neck. I won't do anything on my chest.
I like the visual appeal of a neck tattoo.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do my neck.
You know, what's her name? Sexy Red, the rapper Sexy Red. Mm-hmm. She has tats like on her neck and on her face too. She actually looks really beautiful with it.
Let's see.
You gotta pull up a picture. She's the one that my coochie pink, my booty hole brown.
Was Little Kim have the paw prints on her tits?
No, that's Eve.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she does look nice.
Yeah. She actually looks. She doesn't look crazy with face tattoos.
No, but she's like committed to the look.
True. It's like some people look crazy with face tattoos and others you're just like, that actually doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do some fake ones and see how I look.
It's not fake. I was gonna say. Yeah,
well, she's just got a little dollar sign.
Yeah, but she has one above her eyebrow too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and she got them on her neck though. I think her neck is covered.
If you're gonna commit to the face tattoos, commit. It's an Oliver vibe.
Yeah, you can't just get one or two. It's like a Lay's chip. You can't eat just one.
And then every time I have a patient with face tattoos, I have to always ask them if it hurt. And they always say it didn't hurt. I think they're lying. They're all prisoners.
They were probably high. I think they had a lot of
emotional pain. Them. Yeah.
They were probably high or drunk when they got them.
They had to be.
Because there's no skin there. I mean, no skin. There's no meat.
It's just all the eyelid. I always ask about the eyelids. They say that didn't hurt.
That's a lie.
They always say the hands hurt the worst.
I mean, I don't have them on my hand.
Me another spot, but I can't remember.
It depends on if they go too deep. Like my shoulder blades actually didn't hurt really at all. I mean, it hurt, but it wasn't like unbearable. I was able to bear it because I got a lot of fat back there. But the one that actually hurt the worst was my ankle one on the inside of my ankle.
What does it feel like? Just someone poking you?
Yeah, it's annoying. It's just like,
ooh,
yeah, it's annoying. And then but after a while, like your skin kind of gets numb. The one thing that starts to hurt more is when they keep wiping the blood and stuff and like the ink to see what they're doing. That's the part that's the most annoying is when they wipe. And it's like, stop doing that. But yeah. But anyway,
glad we had that conversation.
Yeah. So speaking of like tattoos and stuff, venturing into
snapbacks and tattoos.
Exactly. So I was on TikTok recently, and I don't know if y'all noticed,
Shocker.
but TikTok is where I have all evidence-based information. So I don't know if y'all noticed, but TikTok actually now has this new feature where you can now speed through any video. All you have to do is either hold the right side of the screen or the left side of the screen. Just hold it down and it will automatically put it into 2x and make your video 2 times faster.
Which is so nice because I hate having to fast forward to the good part.
True, because they were just like, oh yeah, I gotta tell y'all about this amazing product. Bitch, just tell us. Don't do it all this whole goddamn
this product changed my life. Don't care.
Just hold it up. So, but I, as wonderful as I think that feature is, I think we as a human race are just doomed for failure, because I feel like back in the day, TV used to be this amazing thing where you were able to have a longer attention span, and then Vine came out and was like, give us your best thing in 6 seconds. And then Instagram was like, haha, we're gonna do 30 seconds over here, bitch, and then a minute and a half, and now they're like, ooh, you can do up to 10 minutes, and now you can do lives where you can be on there for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours or whatever. But now that we have this being in this microwave generation where everything is so fast, I'm just like, damn, we're losing every bit of attention span that we've ever even had.
Oh, every day I'm like, do I have ADHD or am I just a product of my environment?
I think you're just a product of your environment.
I think I was set up to fail.
In what way?
Well, like, you do all these things to limit my attention span, and then you try to get me to sit in a classroom for hours at a time and focus on one thing. The math ain't mathin'.
Or on a job for 8 hours.
Or on a job for 8 hours. How do y'all sit at a desk in a room? I just simply could not. I could not do it.
I mean, I did it, but you're busy the whole time.
Yeah.
So you don't feel
if I was on meds, I could do it. But unmedicated, there's no way.
Y'all, I have worked with Alyssa for how many years?
A couple.
You cannot tell when she's on her meds and when she's not. It's the same. the meds ain't meds. I'm just saying. I literally could not tell. I'm just like, did you take your Vyvanse today? Yeah. Wow, couldn't tell. Have you taken your Vyvanse today? No. Wow, couldn't tell.
It's so funny because Jessica's always like, you didn't take it today, did you? I'm like,
well, because she has ADHD, so she can identify her own people. But for us people without ADHD, I cannot tell the difference.
Well, it manifests differently in boys and girls. Boys get more of the hyperactivity. That's why they're like, that boy has ADD and he's bopping all over the place.
You don't think you're bopping all over the place?
Not aggressively.
But still.
Mentally, emotionally.
Physically.
Physically I am?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I think I fidget a lot.
It's not even the fidgeting.
I'm up and around.
Yes.
Well, sometimes I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to jump out of my skin if I don't get up, you know?
I think you should talk to somebody about it. That doesn't seem right.
Okay, like, have you ever been, it's like when someone tells you can't do something and you're like, I have to do it. If I told you right now you can't scratch your nose, in a little bit you'd be like, I want to scratch my nose. No? That doesn't happen to you?
No.
It's like as soon as like someone says you have to sit in this spot, I'm like, oh gosh, all I want to do is get up. I got to get up. I feel like I got to get up out of this spot.
Wow. No, I don't feel that at all.
Oh, weird. You're normal. That's so crazy.
Quote unquote, or whatever that is. No, if you tell me just like, well, I need you to stay right here and just don't move. Okay.
No, all I'm thinking about now is moving. And it's like this visceral
So you're like a cat. You know, you tell the cats, don't knock this cup off the table, and they just keep doing it. That's you.
Yeah.
So you're a cat.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
I guess you could say that.
That's a damn shame.
But yeah, I don't know how much of it is truly just like my brain chemistry and how much of it is like I was sat in front of a TV for, you know, formative years of my life.
Okay, but that wasn't specific to you. All of us were.
Well, just in general. Oh. Like, I feel like everyone's attention span is shit.
When I first grew up, TV did go off at 12 a.m., so you couldn't stay up past that. Like, the Star Spangled Banner came on, and then you
The Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
You don't remember? Well, clearly you don't. Because, okay, at one point...
the
national anthem.
The national anthem came on?
Yeah. So at 12...
To tell you what? We won the war?
No.
What the fuck are you talking about? It came on.
Okay, so there was a time where TV literally went off, and there was nothing else to be shown other than just like that little snow that's on the TV, that black, white, and gray snow.
Like no infomercials,
no
reruns.
Nothing. No. At 12 a.m., TV went off, and the way you knew TV was going off is because the Star Spangled, it was like an American flag, and the Star Spangled Banner would play, and then TV would go off.
Was this during the Great Depression?
No, this was in the 80s.
They played you off? They played you off air?
Yeah, and then they started doing like reruns and infomercials and things of that nature. But yeah, TV went off
on people who were staying up late.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're telling me that if I was having one of those nights where I just couldn't sleep, the TV would just be snow.
That's it.
Oh my God. Yeah. The Flintstones.
I mean, that was life.
That's insane.
And then now TikTok doesn't ever end. At least with Instagram, you're like, okay, I've seen this before.
TikTok is, whoa, hold on. You've been scrolling too long.
No, it's the girl who whispers. She gets on my fucking nerves. Hey, are you scrolling? Duh, bitch. Yes. The fuck?
Do you only get black people telling you that?
No, I get the white people too.
I just get the black people.
Really?
I'm on the right side.
I was going to say, yeah, definitely. Because sometimes if I click on one white person's thing and just like my whole algorithm just, and I'm like, God damn it,
gotta get back on Black.
And so I'll go back to my regular page, and then I'll just start liking a bunch of Black people stuff, and then I'll go back, I'll refresh my For You, and then it'll bring me back to
I hate that too, where you have to go like purposefully change your search history. Y'all are too good with the algorithm. It used to not be that sensitive.
No,
now I look up one thing, like, oh, I really want to make pasta tonight. Let me just look up a cute little pasta.
Next 15 videos.
Pasta for like 37 TikToks.
Well, the reason why I want to bring up TikTok and stuff like that, and like with regard to AI and how all this stuff is kind of happening, there's actually this patient at Berkeley. This lady, her name is Ann, and she's actually 18 years old. I'm sorry, she's not 18 years old. She's been paralyzed for 18 years. And she's
little different.
Very, very different. And she's aphasic, and she's basically rediscovering her voice due to an AI brain implant that's been implanted. And so she literally, when they turn the implant on, you ever seen like deep brain stimulation?
Yeah.
So when they for patients who have Parkinson's, they can literally go into certain areas of your brain that controls your motor function and whatnot, and the tremors. And so when they reach it, literally the tremors will turn off. Anyway, so it's kind of very similar to this, and she was the demonstration was this huge TV screen, and she was literally able to communicate, have a regular conversation using AI with just her mind, and it was like it tapped into her thought center.
See, half of me is like, this was the AI we wanted.
Exactly.
Like, this is the good thing about AI. And the second part of me is like, what if someone hacks into
your brain?
Your brain. What if someone hacks into your brain and commits crimes and people think it's you, but it's not you, or like does this crazy Wow.
That's why I think AI we need to stop. Just burn it all down. Because it's too many unknowns. We don't have laws, rules, and regulations. Like, no one has rules, laws, and regulations to combat any of this bullshit.
What if, movie idea.
Okay.
You're paralyzed for 18 years. You saw this horrific crime.
Yeah.
They only let you live because they knew you could never tell anybody about it, right? Then, somehow, you get this piece of AI, brain implant. Yeah. Then they're all after you because you now have the ability to communicate this horrible crime that you've seen. You're on the run.
Okay, can they move now? Because then they're not paralyzed, or who's their caretakers?
They still can't move. It's like a Morgan Freeman situation. It's giving Bone Collector, you know?
Wrong Black guy.
Wait, who's
Denzel Washington? What the fuck?
Because I was thinking of 7. Damn it. It's giving.
Wrong Black guy. It was definitely Denzel and
not Morgan Freeman.
You racist.
Who's that black guy in all the movies?
It's depending on what movies you're talking about.
Okay, in that new show I'm watching, Lioness, Morgan Freeman is in it, bald. It took me like 15 seconds to pull. I was like, oh my God, that's Morgan Freeman. Yeah. I didn't realize he was bald now.
Not even from the voice?
Well,
you just hadn't seen him.
I hadn't seen him. Gotcha. I could clock that voice from a mile away.
There's nobody else that sounds like
I literally said, that man sounds just like Morgan Freeman. It was Morgan Freeman. He's just bald now.
Not Denzel, because as we all know,
not Denzel.
They're different. Yeah, I wish that medicine would use AI for positive stuff like that. Like,
I'm still waiting for the AI toilet.
I'm sorry, what?
Years ago, before AI was anything, I listened to this whole podcast, and they were like, ideally, we would use AI for things like in your toilet, and it would take a stool sample every day, and that way it would be able to trace, like specific
general malfunction and start sticking people up their ass. Hell no. Nope.
Shooting the shit back up. But just like that to me was so cool, like how we can track different diseases and cancers, and like your stool sample has changed.
Pregnancy.
Exactly. Crazy shit like that.
I think that's the only time AI should really be used for diagnosing stuff like that. But people are never gonna just let it be positive. They're gonna be like, oh, I wonder how many people we can kill with AI. It's like, God dang it. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, anyway, speaking of not crazy, what were you talking about NSYNC?
Okay, I was an NSYNC girly in the 2000s. Big fan.
Good. I was not.
I'm figuring you were not.
Because I didn't know anything about NSYNC. I kept confusing them with 98 Degrees.
That is deeply concerning, but we're going to let that go. We have been waiting on an NSYNC reunion forever. No one thought it was ever going to happen because Justin Timberlake blew up and then has a huge stick up his ass and thinks he's too good for boy bands, which, like, boy bands were the heart of America, you know?
Yeah, but would you say the same thing about Beyonce?
No.
Why not? It's the same situation?
No. Oh, in terms of Destiny's Child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you see her going back with Destiny's Child? to do one last album? I think she should.
I think she should. I think that's what we deserve.
And I think she should bring back LaToya and Latavia.
How fun would that? And I just feel like she would not lower herself, but I feel like it would have to be like her doing on her terms all of these things for that to ever happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I feel like
the money wouldn't be equal though.
That's how Justin Timberlake is, but now because he keeps cheating on his wife and doing fuck shit,
allegedly,
he's now been kicked off his horse a little bit to where he's like, okay, like he's a little lower in his playing field.
I think the Janet Jackson thing brought him back down.
See, it all started there.
Stop fucking with black women. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Disrespect.
But that is when, after we got over that hump, is when we started getting really good Super Bowl performances. I
think. Very
They
true.
had to like tone it down for a couple of years. It was boring as shit.
Yeah, very true.
And now, did you hear maybe Miley's doing the Super Bowl this year?
She's an amazing performer.
We need a Miley Cyrus Super Bowl halftime show for the girls, the gays, and the days.
As controversial as Miley Cyrus is, which I don't really think she's controversial. I think she's just minding her business, and y'all just keep doing shit to her. But anyway,
she's just living her life on a platform.
But I think she's an amazing performer. She's going to keep your attention the entire time. I love that for her.
She just released a new single.
And she's Ashley O. Sorry, go ahead.
She's Ashley O. That was such a good move for her.
It really was.
She just released a new single, and she's singing it. It's about her growing up famous and all the shit that happened to her. And she's on TikTok now, and she's doing kind of like a Q&A docu-series ish, kind of her just talking to the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are just still so good with people, like talking and just talking about yourself and all of this shit. It's so interesting. Also, I love all the new drama with her family. Have you heard about that?
No.
Her mom just got remarried. Only half of the siblings were at the wedding.
How many siblings does she have?
So her mom had 2 kids before Billy Ray and Tish. That's her mom got married.
Oh, okay.
Then once they got married, they had 3 kids: Miley, Noah, and one other boy. No one cares about the boys. Noah and one of the other boys were not at Tish's wedding. She just got remarried. They were like at a Walmart and posting about it, and wearing a Billy Ray Cyrus shirt and posting about it. Like everyone could tell they were being like, fuck you, we'd rather be doing anything besides going to that wedding.
Which is a normal thing that families go through.
Right. Meanwhile, Billy Ray is also questionably engaged to this girl who is Miley Cyrus's age that he met on the set of Hannah Montana, and it's very strange.
Oh, that's pedophilia.
Yeah. So allegedly, that's what's going on with that family. But the rumor is that she may be doing the Super Bowl, and I got very excited.
I would love to see Miley Cyrus do the Super Bowl.
I think that would be awesome. I think that she just looks happy and healthy now.
Yeah.
All that to say, we're not getting a complete NSYNC reunion, but I do believe that they are all getting back together to do a song for the new Trolls movie.
Oh, okay.
Also, I didn't realize Trolls was like the thing.
It's not for kids, it's for adults.
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I feel like every time there's a Trolls movie, there's a huge soundtrack or a new like I didn't realize. I think I've maybe only seen the first one.
I think because like we as adults, we're not really into cartoons like that. Like everybody saw, what was that one, Sausage Party, and everybody was like, oh, check the kids, and I was like, that's not a kids movie.
I do remember
that's not a kids movie. That movie was hilarious though, but it was it was definitely not a kids movie at all.
Yeah, so maybe I will see the new Trolls.
Well, I think that's amazing to have the NSYNC to come back. I think a lot of their fans are still they're still out there. Clearly, you still out there.
I loved NSYNC.
That's awesome.
Dirty Pop.
Speaking of like, boy bands, girl groups, all that kind of stuff, I want to give a shout out to the creator, the actors, the crew, the cast, all that good kind of stuff of my favorite show of all time, Living Single. They just celebrated their 30th year anniversary.
That's great. When did it come out?
It came out 30 years ago.
Wow. I would have never put that
together. Because as we all know, 30 years ago was
93.
93. I was in the 3rd grade.
Wait, that can't be right.
Yes,
19 years ago was 93, but I was born in 94. And I'm 28.
No, man. What kind of man? You just confused the crap out of me. What did you just say?
My earphones went out. 93.
Yeah.
You're saying it was 30 years ago.
Yes.
I thought you said 19 years ago.
No.
Okay, sorry, that was my bad. My bad. Sorry.
I cannot.
Math is hard.
I cannot.
No, that's right.
Yeah, because you're about to be 30, ma'am. Crickets? Yeah, you're about to be 30.
I do think 30 is going to be
a good year. You were born in 1994.
Yeah. Okay, so your math is right. It checks
exactly.
out. Well, so that's crazy. Good for them.
So, yeah, Yvette Lee Bowser is the creator of Living Single. Of course, it starred Queen Latifah, Kim Coles, Kim Fields, Erica Alexander, T.C. Carson, and John Hinton. And this was an amazing ensemble cast. My absolute favorite TV show of all times. I can tell you everything about this show from start to finish. And what was so funny was Alyssa and I were talking on camera about how I was asking her, and I'm going to ask you this on film, like, Living Single was that quintessential original girls friendship show that everybody could relate to, no matter what color you were, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case may be. And then, of course, Fox decided to come out with a white version, aka Raggedy Ass Friends. Anyway, but black people were always the blueprint. Anywho, so did you have a show growing up that was like similar to Living Single that kind of represented like you and your friends group?
I don't think growing up we did. Like, we had, growing up for me was like Hannah Montana. That's like the Disney shows. Mm-hmm. And then I was watching Gossip Girl and the OC during high school, which was like about rich white kids. Mm-hmm. So also not my friends. I don't think I got like a real good, like, ooh, like these are my girls show until Insecure. And that wasn't until college.
Gotcha.
But man, did that strike a chord.
What, Insecure?
That was so good.
Even Living Single, okay, the fact that I was in the third grade when this show came out, but it was so relatable. And then it's like watching it now as an adult, or because Living Single is a show that I binge watch all the time. I will rewatch the seasons all over again all the time. Like, if you come to my house on a regular basis, the only show that I'm watching is two shows.
It's your comfort show.
It's a comfort show, either Living Single or the Miss Pat Show. That's it. And so, like, growing up, watching this show, it was so funny. It was so hilarious because, again, you didn't have DVR at the time. So if you missed it, the shit just went off and you just missed it. But then now it's
Star Spangled Banner played.
Well, I mean, at that time you were just reruns, but you had to wait until they reached like 100 shows, and I think they became syndicated, and then they could do reruns. But anyway, then when I was an adult, as I became an adult and rewatching Living Single, it just put everything into perspective. It's like, yes, this is what me and my friends group absolutely went through. Like, our times in college, hilarious. Like, that was a classic TV show, and it's still relevant today.
Okay, yeah. No, that was... Your Living Single is my Insecure, for
sure. Definitely, yeah.
Man, I love that show. I think Insecure was only 5 seasons, too,
It was. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, Living Single was 5 seasons. Insecure was 5 seasons. I think Insecure, like, you know, you have the evolution of, like, Living Single to then Girlfriends, especially for black women specifically, but Living Single, then Girlfriends, and then Insecure kind of coming up with this new generation, and I think it's great. And even, what's the new one? There's Harlem on, I think it's on either Hulu or BET Plus.
Have you seen that?
Harlem? Yeah, it's really good with Megan Good. Yeah, it's actually really good.
Something about me. I love Megan Good.
Megan Good is beautiful.
My Cousin Skeeter. Oh, yeah.
Now you remember. Oh, because Cousin Skeeter. No, me and her are the same. We're around the same age, I think.
When did that show come out?
That was in like the 90s. Or late 80s, early
98
90s?
to 2002.
Damn, I thought it was in the 80s. Shit. Mm-mm. No, she got to be younger than me then.
Megan Good?
How old is Megan Good?
42.
Oh, she's older than me. Okay. Yet I look older than her. Anyway, neither here nor there. You want to go into what we're watching?
Yeah.
And then we'll get into our last topic of the Rehab Corner.
Yeah, sad ass patients.
I know, right? What are you watching?
Okay, I just watched this show on Hulu called
Shelter.
It's also not on Hulu. It's on Amazon Prime. I just lied to you. It's called Harlan Coben's Shelter. Uh-huh. You know, sometimes you just put on a show and then you're like, well, I got to figure it out now. I have to finish it.
Yeah.
That was this for me. So it's basically mixed family. Mm-hmm. Dad dies. Son starts living with the aunt in a mysterious neighborhood with like the house on the creepy house on the street, and he sees the creepy house lady and he's like, I gotta check it out. And the creepy house lady tells him, your dad's not dead.
He's yet alive. God's not dead. Okay, sorry.
Amen. So, and then it just like, he meets this new girl at school and she goes missing and it seems like everything is connected and he's trying to figure it out. So yeah, I wouldn't rush to watch it.
Okay. But is it like a series or just a movie?
It's a series. I think it's about 8 episodes.
Okay.
If you have nothing else going on and you're like, man, I really just want something to put on in the background, I think this is the show for you.
I love that. And it's called Shelter on Amazon Prime.
Harlan Coben's Shelter. I think it's only 5 episodes.
And you said it's on Amazon Prime or Hulu?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay. Cool beans.
It's about a group of high school kids trying to fucking solve. You know what? It is cute. Okay, we'll say this.
Is it like a Stranger Things cute?
Yeah.
With the friends?
With, like, the friend group is cute because it's, like, you know how Gen Z is fun now? How, like, misfits are actually kind of cute and cool. And
they're
like,
the popular kids.
Yeah, and even if, like, I don't know, it just does a really good job of being, like, you're an asshole for being a bully. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I like those shows.
Yeah.
And so I think the friend group is really cute. Like, one of the guys is into musicals, and, like, one of the girls is emo, and they all find this common ground.
Yeah.
Just a good heartfelt show.
Sounds like good character development.
Good character development, a little mystery.
A mystery with an H?
A little mystery. Okay. But yeah, what are you watching?
2 things I watch. I'm actually almost done with this particular movie. It's on Netflix called 65, and it's with Adam Driver. I'm not sure the other young lady's name is.
Driver.
So basically, he's from the future, and he's traveling, and somehow an asteroid hits his ship, and then he lands 65 billion years prior to, with the dinosaurs and everything. And so there's this catastrophic asteroid that's actually coming to Earth, about to basically do the whole Big Bang, do the Big Bang Theory or whatever, where it wipes out the dinosaurs. Anywho, and so he's trying to get off the planet Earth and get back into another ship that was wrecked, but that still kind of communicates or whatever, or still kind of works. But there was this young girl that he finds that was also on another ship, and so they basically are trekking through Earth trying to get to this other ship to go home. It was actually really cute. And you know what too was funny? I was at the mechanic shop getting my car serviced, and I was watching this, and so the remote, I was turning the volume up, but I couldn't hear it. So anyway, it had the captions on there. Did you know that scary movies or suspenseful movies are really not as suspenseful when you do not have the music on?
The only reason I know that is because I'm a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
And my mom used to always mute the TV.
Yeah.
Because if look, it's not scary.
If you can't hear the music of the crap, it's not scary at all. So, and this movie is not scary. It really is not. But anyway, and then so I've also watched, I binged, actually yesterday, the show on Netflix is an 8-part series called Painkiller, and it stars Uza Amaka, also known as Crazy Eyes from Orange Is the New Black, and she did absolutely amazing in this movie. So this series, and it basically documents the rise and fall, technically, of, I think it's the Stakler family, the Stakler, whatever, the people who created Oxycontin. And so it basically goes through, it gives you a bunch of different perspectives. So it gives you the perspective of Uza Amaka, who's an investigator, who's investigating, trying to basically bring down this family because they're giving a drug to people, and they know that it's killing them because it's a mixture of allegedly heroin and morphine. Then it also gives a perspective of a man who has a back injury, and he's taking these pills, he becomes addicted, and I'm not spoiling anything, this is all in the preview. And then it gives another perspective from the actual family themselves, and them being greedy and making all these millions of dollars. It gives another perspective of this young girl who was an athlete who lost her scholarship, had to come back basically to the trailer park, but who meets this girl who's basically a spokesperson for Oxycontin and for Purdue Pharmaceuticals, and it shows how she's trying to move through life and telling them, oh, Oxycontin is something that'll take your pain away, and and it kind of documents the whole opioid crisis and how it occurred from start to finish. And so it was really good, but it was an 8-part series. I think it's very beneficial for everybody to watch it because, as you know, the opioid crisis is still crazy high, and of course it didn't become this crisis until it started killing more white people, because the crack epidemic, they didn't give a shit about that anyway, because they actually pumped drugs into more urban and black communities. Anywho, but yeah, it was actually a really good series on Netflix, so y'all should watch that.
Well, I love drugs, so I will be watching that, and I would literally watch Adam Driver eat paint chips, so I will be watching
He's a great actor.
Love that man.
My favorite role with him is what's the one with Denzel Washington's son where they pretend to be in the KKK?
Oh, yep. What is that called? Fuck. Hold on. It's going. Yeah,
he was a police officer in there, but he actually did really good because he had to pretend like he was a white supremacist.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was called. Why isn't it showing up? 5, 6, 7, 8. Black Klansman.
Black Klansman. Yep, it was really good. So anyway, anything else you're watching?
No, catching up on Lioness. Watch it if you haven't. It's so good.
Cool beans. Cool.
I've never felt more and less patriotic than when I've watched this movie.
More or less?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, America. And I'm like, ugh, America.
Just quick. Yes. No. Okay. I love that for you. Yeah. I absolutely love that for you. All right. You ready to hit on into the Rehab Corner real quick?
Let's go.
All right, y'all. This week in the Rehab Corner, both Fowler and I, even though we do not work at the same place anymore, it's amazing how a lot of our stories are very parallel when they happen at the same exact time, which means I guess we're connected somewhere in the timeline. Anywho, so this week we are talking about how we cope with the death of our patients, especially patients that you work with that are amazing or just really nice people, and there's just no reasoning behind why they die. So I had a patient this week.
And there's just not a good reason.
It's really, there's no, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why did you die? You know, it's so stupid. So this week I had a patient, a guy in his 70s. He had a particular lower extremity surgery, but it was like a cardiac surgery. Walked him. He did amazing. No assistive device. That man was ready to go home. I was like, he can go home today if they're ready for him, blah, blah, blah. The next morning I come in and I was like, trying to get my list together. And all of a sudden I pull up his chart because I need to do a discharge summary because he did amazing. And I see a little thing that says, oh, he died. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm reading through all the notes because that's not a HIPAA violation because he is my patient. And so I'm reading through the notes, like trying to figure out what happened to this man because he was perfectly fine. And ended up, unfortunately, there was a situation where he went into like cardiogenic shock. And literally like I think it was like 8 hours after I saw him, he passed away. And I'm like, wow. Interesting.
It's wild.
And it's like some of those patients, when you don't have a death for a while, it just kind of punches you in the gut because every death doesn't affect you the same way.
No.
And it was just like, what the hell? Why the hell did you die?
Sometimes you're kind of on a roll where you're like, man, all my patients are leaving or dying somewhere else, and this feels kind of good.
Exactly.
You don't have to. Yeah.
No. Or you get the patients who should not. Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Okay. Yes, they should be dead, and then they don't die, and it gives you hope for all the other patients because you're like, if that motherfucker could make it, you look great compared to that.
Exactly.
So you'll be fine. Yeah. I feel like every couple of months, not every couple of months, maybe like twice a year we go through these little periods where you're just like,
I think it's way more than twice a year.
Does it? I don't know.
Way more than twice a year.
This one hurt bad. I have been working with a patient on ECMO since the beginning of July.
Okay.
So 2 months?
Almost, yeah.
And she just has been waiting for a heart transplant. Mm-hmm. Man, you know how the ICU stay is. Like, yes. I always tell everybody, being in the ICU, every day is up and down as long as we're moving forward. You're going to have up days and down days, and that was her. We would just have these good days. We get set back. Her toes are necrotic. They're falling off. We finally get clearance to put weight back on them, all these other things. She gets a heart. She goes down to the OR to get her heart transplant. Oh, the heart's bad. Got to send her back upstairs. Just like all this crazy shit. We go and see her for therapy one day. She walks better than she's ever walked. Her vitals were great. Her SVO2 was great. She didn't get tired. She didn't need a lot of assist. Get her back to the bed. 50 minutes later, stroke alert.
Jesus.
And we heard it in the office, and I was like, are you kidding me? Which also,
that's devastating when you hear that. You're like, I just put them in the chair.
Every time, I want y'all to know, if you are in a hospital, if you have therapy, as soon as we leave the floor, we're in the office, we hear the calls in the office, and everyone's like, shit, what happened? Because I'm like, it can't be my patient. Please don't be my patient that I worked with today. Yep. We're just waiting to make sure. As soon as they say a number that has nothing to do with me, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
And you're waiting for them, you're waiting to hear them say, cancel whatever this code is. And when they don't cancel it, you're like, God damn it, I'm not going to be able to find out until tomorrow, or if I go back on the floor and see.
So they called the stroke alert. I texted the nurse because I was like, bitch, what happened? We just saw her. She said she just started getting aphasic. Her speech started not being speechy. What am I trying to say?
She was slurring her speech.
She was slurring her speech. And my documentation will reflect that.
Right.
And they took her down for stat CT. Jessica saw her on the way to CT. She was like, she looked okay. So we got to see the imaging before we left for the hospital that day, because this happened probably about like 1. Yeah. By the time we were leaving, it just said like subacute hematoma and like a baby hemorrhage. And we were like, okay, potentially problematic because she's on ECMO, which means you're super anticoagulated.
Yeah. Which means you're giving a lot of blood thinners.
Yeah. But I'm like, surely they can figure that out. But we caught it. They know what's going on, whatever. It didn't sound like it was too bad. I come in the next day, and because everyone knows the patients you've been seeing for a while, and one of the CODAs was like, hey, did you hear what happened to your patient? And I said, yeah, I know, she had a stroke yesterday, but it didn't look too bad. She was like, no, she is intubated. I think they're doing comfort measures, which means comfort means like we're not doing shit. We just got to get the family here, life-saving measurements, so they can say goodbye. Mm-hmm. And so I go and read the note, and it was like they were supposed to do head CTs every 6 hours. They ended up taking her back, I think, like 3.5, 4 hours in. Wow. She had a massive hemorrhage. Like, the imaging was insane. You couldn't even see the ventrals. They were just all...
Oh, wow.
It was horrible. Her pupils were already fixed and dilated. She was already brain dead. She was no response to noxious anything. She was already brain dead.
Damn.
And it's just... The husband is just crying in the hallway because he's like, she was just walking. What are you talking about? Exactly. And we're just like... It just... there is not a reason. It just fucking happens. Yeah. And it feels awful. You, like, make relationships with these people. Mm-hmm. You are... motivating them and encouraging them and making them do these things they don't want to do and telling them like, you are doing so good, this is the work you need to be putting in to live. You're doing all these things
and it's all a lie, and
it feels like bullshit because you're like, okay, and now I've been pouring my energy, my heart into you because it's my job, but because we've made this connection and because I do believe in you and want you to get better, and then this just fucking happens.
It's so unfair. It's so unfair because it's like, you know, the patient's putting in hard work, the physician staff, they're putting in hard work, the nurses, ancillary, everybody's putting in maximum work. And it's like, when they die, you're like, damn, like, what was this all for?
And it's, okay.
It's so annoying.
And no situation is the same, no hospitalization is the same, no disease course is the same, nothing is ever the same. But it's hard when you have these patients who are in very similar circumstances, and one, for lack of better words, is a lazy piece of shit, and just not taking advantage of all the things and the services and what you have to do, and it's just, you know,
and they survive
and they're down and you're just like, you weren't doing anything. And this person's giving everything.
It's so frustrating.
And it's just so,
because the people who really want to put the work in to survive, they do it and they still don't. And then, like you said, the lazy person, they're just over here, and it's just like, this person would kill to be able to have your level of energy or your level of nonchalant about your case. And it's like, this person's over here busting their ass trying to survive, and you're just being a dick. Like, I mean, granted, it's hard to eat on both sides of the spectrum, but it's so frustrating as a clinician, because you wish you could, I know it's going to sound real weird and horrible, you wish they can kind of trade places. There's really nothing else better to say.
Everything you've ever heard always is like, you put in the work, you get the reward.
Exactly.
You put in the effort, you get the reward.
That's not the case in medicine.
No, and when you see it just be so unfair, you're like, what the hell's the point? And then that same, and it puts you in a horrible fucking, just imagine, like, the door guy at work, the sweet person who makes your coffee, your neighbor that you see every day, and then they just die. And you're like, well, what the hell? I'm sad. Exactly. Maybe you weren't my family member or a friend, but I see you every day and we talk. Like, I'm sad. You still have to do your fucking job. And it sucks. And you have to go into all these other people's rooms and be happy and motivate them. And you're like, actually, someone I like just fucking died, so I don't really feel like doing this. That same day, went to go get another person up on ECMO for an eval. Did great, stood, having a great time. He felt great, looked great, sat him down, went to lay him back. I think he just he was femoral. I think he, like, crunched forward and threw himself back. And I think the change in position he vagaled.
You're just like, not again. We're not having
Brady down to the floor. It just went unresponsive. Brady down. I smelled shit. I was like, I knew what happened because I smelled shit immediately. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You just started doing the slaps on the arm. Hey!
Slap in the face.
Hey!
Wake your ass up, Mr. Johnson.
Not waking up. They had to push epi, and I was just like, this has been a fuck
because week. It feels like it's like a domino effect. Yes. Nothing can get right. And so it's just like, what the hell? Because even that same day, my first alarm went off. And I woke up, and I was like, oh, I'm going to snooze. No. And then I didn't wake back up until 6:44. Got to be to work at 7. So I didn't get to work till after 8. My student was there because I have a student now. And so as we're going through this process, I'm like, okay, everything's good. We're getting on, one accord. We're great. And I was explaining to her about the importance of charting everything that happens with your patient, because with that same patient that passed, unfortunately, his blood pressure was like in the 60s over 40s. And I told the nurse, and that's not great. And so I told the nurse, and I was like, yo, has his blood pressure been this off? off. And so he's like, well, yeah, he's had a couple of those. And I was like, well, let's just try to get it. I'm going to keep taking it till that bitch go back up.
Sir, can you pump your ankles for me?
Girl, I was like, come on, sir, we just finished walking 2 laps around. And so I was telling her about how important it was to chart all of this stuff. And then, of course, he passes away, or he, you know, has a celestial discharge. And then I'm reading back the note to her, and I'm like, this is why you chart everything that happens with your patient. This is why you're not supposed to be fraudulent with your times, because if you lie and say, I was in this patient's room 10 minutes prior, now you're held accountable because this patient actually coded 10 minutes prior, or something happened, or you left something out, because again, in medicine, if you don't chart it, it didn't happen.
Bitch, I heard that stroke alert, and this note was the most fucking verbose shit you've ever seen, because I was like, she was fine. Yeah. There was nothing wrong. There was no weird asymmetrical like nothing was wrong. And then you're like,
is this the surge?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess it was.
So for those new listeners who haven't heard about the surge before, the surge is basically this thing that happens in medicine with all patients who end up dying, where the day before or the day of that they die, they end up having the best amazing day.
They look great.
They look amazing. They feel energized. They get this boost of energy and everything. And then the next day or that same day, they end up dying. Now, does that mean that everybody who has a boost of energy is going to die? No. You don't end up knowing it's the surge until after they die. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Dude, it may, and now looking at it, it may have been, but that was so far from all of our minds.
Yeah, because you're like, she's progressing. Finally, she has a day where she's feeling good.
The only thing she was complaining about was like numbness and tingling on her left foot, the toes that were dead.
Which everybody does.
Coming back, you're fine.
Exactly.
So that day, I came in, found out she was brain dead.
Yeah.
My patient veiled and coded. And then I went to go see this other lady on ECMO Vivi, she was doing great, and she was so sweet and kind and told me I was pretty twice, so you already know I was like,
so that's why she's sweet and kind.
That's why she's sweet and kind. Was just like trying to make jokes and just like in these horrible situations. Anyone who has a good attitude, I'm just like, oh, God bless you. Like, you know, wanted to pray over us, all of these very nice things. And I looked at the perfusionist and I was like, I love her, but I cannot emotionally get attached to another person on life support right now. But I really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
Came in today, she was intubated. Jesus. I was like, can we just get a win? Can we get a win anywhere? So it's been a tough little stint.
Couple of weeks. Because I had a patient too that came back, was a cabbage, came back for a washout, got infected. He was doing amazing. Never said no. We were dancing in the hallway every day. Because you know I love to dance when we're working with patients, because I hate to have boring sessions. Anyway, wife, super sweet couple. And he was going for a washout. I was like, hey, you want to get up and walk with me? It's not really not as serious if you don't want to, because I know you're going to go back to the OR today. And he's just like, yeah, I'll get up. Cool beans. And I always tell my patient family members and my patients, you can record me and me and your family member, because I don't take as many pictures as you want to, take as many videos as you want to. Just make sure you get my skinny side, because you never know with these patients when it's going to be their last day. And so literally we were, walking around the unit, and he was listening to music. He was introducing me to all these different, artists and stuff like that from like the 80s, 90s and stuff. And he did wonderful. The next morning I come in, he's dead. And I'm like, what the hell happened? Cardiogenic shock as well. And I'm just like, this is bullshit. Like, you get to a point in your career working in acute care. I don't care what you are. I don't care what your discipline is and what your job title is. You get to a point in healthcare where you're tired of getting attached to dead people.
Yeah.
Like, these people inevitably become a part of you, and they become attached to you in this small sector, and you feel like you are responsible for them. And it's like, no, this is my patient, and yes, I can turn it off when I go home, but I'm subconsciously taking you home with me. And then when they don't make it, you're just like, why the fuck am I in this raggedy ass profession? Like, this fucking sucks. Like, so when people say, oh, what do you do as a physical or occupational therapist at the hospital? Do you just get massages? Fuck you. We get attached to our patients, damn it.
Everyone tries to be so sweet, because I'm like,
sorry, friend.
I haven't been emotionally affected by a death in the hospital like I had this last week. I think I was just also tired and there was shit going on.
Yeah.
In so long. And everyone was just trying to be like, but aren't you just so happy that like her last day was such a good day?
No.
I'm like, no, because we've been in here trying to make every day a good day. Yeah. She finally had a good day.
Exactly.
But now my day fucking sucks.
Exactly. Well, remember that one patient I had who was a PT student, and that situation broke me. Like, I I hadn't cried like that over a patient ever. And I was so emotional with this girl because I'm just like, it wasn't that she was just in PT school. That girl was literally giving 1,000%, and her body wouldn't give it back to her. And I went to her funeral, and I just remember when I came in, Audrey had told me, she was like, yeah, she died. And I was just like, I went in the office and I just lost it. Like, and there was a particular person in there who we will not name, but anyway, and they were just they were awkwardly trying to comfort me, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, like, god damn it, just let me cry in peace.
And it's one of those things, because it's work. You're at your work, you're at your job. Yeah. You know them enough, but you don't know, you've only known them for a couple weeks, maybe a month at the most, but it just hits you so hard.
It does,
because it's such an emotional and a vulnerable situation to be in with someone. They don't fucking know you, and you're in there saying like, hey, this is the worst situation you've ever been in your life, but we're going to try to make it a little bit better, and we're going to try to make it better every single day. And I swear to you, if you just do what I'm asking and you put in this energy, we'll get you out of this.
Yeah, we're going to do the best that we can to get you out. I mean, these people, they cry on your shoulder, like, you get emotional, and it's hard not to get emotionally attached to your patient. Like, you know, we're not like Izzy Stevens with Denny Duquette and cutting LVAD wires. I will not be cutting LVAD wires. No, but you get attached to these people so quickly. I think that's why when I was away from the bedside, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I didn't have to see death every day. Yeah. And I didn't have to be emotional and tap into that vulnerability. I had a break from it because the emotional and vulnerability of healthcare burns you the fuck out. Yeah. It burns you out, to me, I feel like, just as much as piss poor ass administration and leadership and just the physicality of your job, but emotionally you can be burnt out. And I was absolutely, because remember, I only had one patient left that was on ECMO that ended up getting an LVAD, that needed a heart transplant, double amputee, and I was like, I need him to go home.
And it's those times, like, it's how sick he was, how hard we worked, because for a while he was not working very hard.
Because he couldn't.
We were working very hard. Yes. How long he was there, how much he went through, and he finally made it home. And that's when you're like,
I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
You feel so good. Even when they just make it down to rehab, you're like, thank the Lord. Like, you've done it, you did it. Yeah. Awesome.
Even if they go to a facility and come right back, you're like, you made it out of here, and I'm counting that as a win.
And then every time they come back, you're like, why are you back?
What are you doing here? I'm just here for some blood work. Okay, well, you don't have to be admitted to do that. Jesus. But yeah, being in help, having death with your patients, especially the people who you're emotionally attached to, and you don't mean to get emotionally attached to them, it's just something that happens because, I mean, it's innate. We're human, you know what I mean? And so it just sucks all the way around. So I think people need to also give grace to everybody that's involved in patient care, because we all grieve the patients very similar. I mean, it may be at different times, but it is the process is still very similar, and we all need to extend grace to each other because it affects all of us.
Worse, the slow death or the quick death?
It's the quick death for me, because at least the slow one you can see.
I think the slow we see coming, and by the end of the slow, you're like, you need to go.
You need to go to Jesus.
It's time.
Yeah.
But the quick ones, you're like, what
it was so unexpected. And I just told my student, I didn't even want to do no work. I was like, I don't even want to see nobody else.
It puts you in a funk for the rest of the day. You're just like, hi, I'm Monica. I don't have it in me. It sucks.
I don't want to be, but I just want to, like, you go in the office and everybody's like, my patient did so great today. Shut the fuck up. My patient died.
I didn't even want to. They still had her blue light on. They were still getting the family there. I didn't even want to walk in the back of the unit. I couldn't even walk back there. I was like, I can't do it.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. Like, if anybody says they get used to death in healthcare, they're a liar, or they're just a psychopath, because there's no way you will ever get used to death. Because each one hits you
different.
It does.
There's no
some people, I'm not gonna lie, some people die, you're just like, thank God. Yeah. You were suffering. I have a patient right now, well, he's not mine because I discharged him, but this patient's family member will not let him go, and the doctors, everybody is like begging this person, please let this man just go to Jesus, and his family member will not do it. And I'm like, when he actually goes, because we all gonna go one day, but when he actually goes, I'm gonna be like, thank you, Jesus, because the man is suffering, and you can tell he wants to die, but there's no, do everything you can, full code. What? Anyway, that's a whole nother subject, but sometimes those patients just hit you in the gut, and this week we both got hit in the gut by patients. Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't want this kind of content for the podcast.
This is not the content I was expecting, but it's what you're getting.
Pretty much.
If I have to suffer, we all have to suffer.
That's very true. So hopefully you tune in for the last 20 minutes of this episode.
Damn. I just wish that there is a situation in which one day we get a reality show so people can understand what the fuck we do in this hospital.
I agree. Listen, I would love to create, produce, and executive produce. It's just a mess. Yeah, it's fun, but when it's bad, it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, we get, I feel like, just as attached as the nurses, because the nurses and the doctors, the nurses pull the patients back from the grips of death. Mm-hmm. But then we as therapists, we get to give them back to their families and give them back to society, or at least get them on the road to getting them back to the community and back to their homes. And those little wins and those little victories mean so much. Like being able to sit up on the edge of the bed by yourself, that's a huge victory. Being able to stand and then stand without assistance and then stand with an assistive device, and all these little victories that seem so small that people without disease or disorder can do on a regular basis. It makes you feel like a superhero. And then when they die, you're just like, well, goddamn, like all of these little wins don't mean anything.
The whole script, the spiel that we give to everyone is, you can't see it now,
right?
But just
keep
going, listen to us, do what we say, we'll get you walking. Absolutely. We'll get you, because we can do it and it works. Right. And then you start believing in yourself. You're like, oh man, we're so close. You're gonna get moved down. You're gonna move to a tele unit, and then you're gonna go home. It'll be fine. We're right there. We're so close. And I'm like, well, shit. I myself believing you were gonna fucking.
You start believing the bullshit you feed to your patients, and
just
you're like
that.
We can do this. Yes, we can.
Half the time, acute care therapy is being like, ooh, I don't know, but we could try.
We just manipulate.
We'll see. I guess I don't know. That's what you're thinking in your head. To the patient, you're like, oh, 100%. Just believe me. We got it. Don't worry about it. In my head, and to her, I'm looking. I'm like, I don't know if this shit's gonna work, but we should just try it, because what's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
So when it works, you start believing it. You're like, oh, I am pretty good.
And when it works consistently, and you're just like, you are gonna make it out of here.
We got it.
And then bitch ass strokes happening, cardiogenic shock and hematoma. Oh, it's so annoying.
Shit,
PEs and medicine sucks. Don't go into medicine. No. Don't go into medicine. But anyway, off that depressing note, anything else we need to talk about before we get out of here?
I need a drink.
Yeah, after this episode. Well, it's supposed to be a fun, lighthearted one, but clearly that's not what happened this week. So we are believing God that this will be an amazing week.
Hallelujah.
Because everything always works out for us. And guess what, too? It's going to be an amazing week because we speak it. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Anywho, y'all remember to spread love.
Spread light.
And don't forget to
laugh your face off. It's 10 o'clock.
Get the hell out of my house.
Kitchen's closed. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.